Step 23. Exploring anxiety and the hope versus fear balance. How beliefs influence behavior and confidence, and using empowerment prompts to temporarily boost Corben's effectiveness.
So I'm going to ask you later, not much later, what your objectives are for this session. But what we're trying to do is fast track you to sort of skill you up with knowledge and empower you, but not empower you just here and now in these sessions. And what I'm trying to do is put in place a few ideas for you to think about when you go off. And when you walk out of this door here, it's doing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we come to doing your intro, I'd like you to express whether you feel it is changing you, and in what way it's changing you, and that'll give a context for what you want from this session, and then we can sort of shift the camera around and everything and go in more on that and try and help you move forward. The point of that is I want it to be very much what Corben wants and needs to empower you, rather than just abstract knowledge. Coming back, doing presentations and even just introducing yourself to strangers. Let's say somebody invites you to a party, and people, have a drink or whatever, and then they talk to each other, and there's usually a kind of ritual of questions that people go into. Hello, how are you? What's your name? Never quite understood why name is important.
So they can address you?
Possibly, yeah. As Alexander describes people, we're all cylinders of meat, actually. We're in our skins, and I don't know what, 70, 80% of us is just water. A lot of us is water. So we're organisms. And at big conferences and stuff, you're identified with your badge. And that can be fun, depending on where people wear their badges. And, good people who are conscious of large events like that always make sure their badge is very clear, because it puts other people at their ease if they can see your badge and feel they know your name straight away. They know you can practice that at checkouts in supermarkets. So try it. When next time you go to a supermarket checkout, they all have a badge with a name. Okay, it can go wrong because they could be wearing somebody else's badge. But just talk to them in one way for a moment or two, and then address them by their name. Thanks very much, Kate. Whatever their name is, and see if there's a difference. See if their body language changes and whether they warm to you and engage you more in eye-to-eye contact and so on. You're starting to identify with them as a person.
Interaction.
Yeah. Now that brings us to the introductions that I want you to do. It amazes. Have you never seen yourself on camera before?
I've seen myself like climbing a tree or riding a bike, but
the school has never asked you.
I've never filmed myself talking to a camera and watched it back again. I've never filmed myself talking to a camera full stop.
Wow. In this modern age, I do find that hard to believe. But, it's so fundamental to see yourself as others see you. It goes back to Greek philosophy and stuff. To see myself as others saw me. It was like a longing for some of the Greek orators, because the technology wasn't there to do it. But it's there now. And you can see yourself as others see you. And if you're not looking the way you really want to look, or moving, from static to movement, you're seeing yourself in a photo, but that's a static photo. So now we have voice, we have movement. It's all there.
I'm scared.
That's interesting.
I think I know that what I'm going to watch, I can kind of self-assess from being in the situation. I think when I'm filming myself talking, I think it is how others see me, of course, but I think it's just me in a room with a camera. There's also that element of like nervousness, and I think I'm going to see myself squirming. I think I'm going to see myself not being confident about my movements or what I'm saying. I think I'm going to see myself working my way into holes with what I'm saying, and then kind of having awkward silences with myself and the camera. That's what I'm expecting.
Okay, so those are fears.
Yeah.
You're afraid. It's a
when I
strong word,
when I say I'm afraid, I'm not looking forward to watching that. Probably just because then I come to the realization that that's how I am. I don't want to see that that's how.
I've had students of mine, when I've asked them to stand up and do a presentation to the group, which I always do pretty early on, I've seen them stand up to do it and freeze. They just freeze. They cannot say a word, and they just stand there. And everybody watches them, and people start coughing, and it's embarrassing. And then I realised that the fear is very, very strong, and they can't. They become paralysed like rabbits in the headlights. Or
Yeah.
Now, what I tell them afterwards and help them with is fear is the flip side of the hope coin and the aspiration coin. So if you have hopes and aspirations, they come with fear on the back end of them. And that's why we have things called comfort zones, where those are areas where we're pretty confident we can do it, and the balance between hope and fear is there. It's like being on a seesaw.
Yeah.
Okay? Whereas if your fear is too heavy, your hopes go out the window to the point of not being able to talk at all. So when I hear you talking about your concerns and fears, to me, it's a positive, because it's a strong indicator of hopes and aspirations. So let's flip your concerns that you're expressing. What would you like to be able to do when you do an intro and speak to camera?
I'd like to watch it back and be like, well, here's the thing about talking to a camera.
Yeah.
If I did it 10 times and watched myself back 10 times, even if I was still the same way that I was in the first time, I would be used to myself. I know what to expect. Like when I watch myself now, because I've never done it before, I have no idea what I'm going to look like. And chances are there's going to be things there that I don't like, and I'm going to pick up on the things that I don't like more. I would hope to see myself be confident, and I'd like to watch it again and again and again and be like, that's great. I'm happy with the delivery of what I said there. And I'd like my speech to be constant and flowing and engaging.
Okay, let's keep as they come.
Yeah.
So you want fluency.
I want fluency.
Yeah.
I want to appear confident in my movement.
Okay.
Not be like
your body language. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd like.
Shall I just capture a couple of these?
Yes, all right. And I'd like.
Hold on. Just a sec.
Let me get the task force hat.
Sure.
I'll think about it more next year.
Okay. So you mentioned fluency.
Fluency in speech, confidence in body language.
Sorry for the slowing it down. Off we go.
And also, like, I'd like my speech to be engaging. What I'm saying to be relevant. Naturally.
That was the word that was in my mind. I'm so pleased you picked up that particular word. Engaging with whom?
The audience on the other end of it.
So you're visualizing an audience on the other side of the camera.
Well, I'm not just filming it to never watch it. I'm assuming someone at some point in time will watch these videos back,
Okay.
whether it be myself or on the internet.
So when you do your intro to the camera, in your mind, what is the audience? Is it just
In my mind, it's myself.
So you're talking to yourself,
I'm
or
talking to myself.
and anybody else, or
Well,
anything else?
When I'm actually recording it, I'm not thinking about. I'm telling myself not to think about the fact that lots of other people might be watching it on the internet. I feel like I'm talking to myself to watch it back in the future.
But you wanted it to be engaging.
Yes.
So if you don't have a vision of the audience you're talking to,
Well, I absolutely do have a vision of the audience that I'm talking to.
Okay.
But when I'm talking, the person that I'm talking to, it's probably why it feels so weird. I envision as myself. I know that the audience is there.
Okay.
And I want to engage the audience, absolutely. But in terms of your question, who do you feel like you're talking to when you do it? It's myself.
Okay. Well, what we should do is after we play it, we can come back to fluency and confidence and engaging. And perhaps if you think there's areas where you could do it more fluently, or, or more confident or more engagingly, then we can talk about those, and perhaps I can give you some guidance as to how to achieve that. Okay, so I think pretty quickly we're going to, you, the audience, whoever you are and however many you are and where you are and when you are going to watch as if the technology works, you'll be able to watch. So you need to make sure they can see.
Are you not watching it with me?
I shall be slightly in the background. Okay?
All right, yeah.
But I will be observing it.
Yes.
And your reaction to it.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
I'm just going to cringe.
You could, as it's your first time, what I recommend you do is, see, it was a recommendation, is run through it. I think it's only a few minutes. And then if you want to, you can run through it again, stopping and starting. I won't input at this stage. And make any quick little notes.
Well, I'll just say them out loud.
Okay.
Keep the camera far.
All right, so just watch it right through the first time.
Yeah.
And then when you play it
again,
say, I think I could do better here, or OMG, why did I do that? And so on and so on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shall I? Okay, cool. So I'll stop this
well,
going.
No, there's one other thing. Okay, so
it is so important to us that you learn from watching these tapes that we're going to risk interrupting at this point and urge you to take a few minutes to record yourself talking about a specific subject, talking to camera for maybe 2 or 3 minutes at the most, so that you will be able to critique your own performance. You can choose any subject you like. It could be why you are taking the time to go through these tapes and what you hope to get from it, or you could be talking about why you like to collect goldfish, or your favorite food, or a movie, or something you're hoping for, or something you're frightened of. Whatever it is, what's important is you have a camera, maybe on your laptop or whatever, and it's pointing at you, and you are talking to that camera, because what this is all about is how effectively you do that. And the only real way to learn is for you to critique yourself. That's what's in your mind, your scripting, your nature, your nurture. All of that comes through when you see yourself as others see you. Good luck. We dare you to do it.
As you do this, I want my power hat back, please. Okay, now, what I'm going to give you instead is this. Now, this is a a memory stick, and I've put 5 years worth of presentations and seminars and the key slides that do empower people and do help them. And this is kind of like a takeaway knowledge. Okay? Now, you haven't been through all this.
Never seen it.
No.
No.
And it could take us months. But this is it. It's here. It's like the holy grail of knowledge and information. Okay? So I'm lending it to you because you know I don't like to give answers to people.
Yes.
Okay? But it's there. And, well, you've had it. That's even more powerful than this.
It can't be more powerful than the task force.
Well, it is. Trust me.
No,
You find it hard to trust me because you've never seen what's on that stick. But once you have seen it, you realise there's so much there, and it's a go-to thing. It's like it's like the whole of the real bits of what's on YouTube and everything is there ready to help you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I may not let you keep that, by the way. All right.
Okay,
It's a lot of copyright.
So that's
I've
not
got.
a check out at home thing.
No,
That's a check out in a minute thing.
that's for you to have now, and know potentially you can get.
Okay.
All right. So
Wonderful.
what I'm saying to you is you don't really need this.
I know that the hat is not actually empowering me, but
Well, it's
don't
what
keep
the
my hair
hat
out
is.
my eyes.
Well, that's up to you. If you feel you've got an issue there.
No, I don't. I didn't put any gel in my hair, and I really need a haircut.
Thing is, what we're trying to do is you've got this interview coming up in 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. You're not going to be able to go in with this.
No, I'll go in with a haircut.
That would be good.
Yeah.
But depending on the look you're after, the image you want to present,
Not.
you could gel it up and.
Yeah, I just don't want it in my face. Right. Shall we film myself cringing at my introduction video?
Yes, let's do it.
Fine.
Human behaviour, both at an individual level and the level of society, is controlled by beliefs. Now, Corben has not yet got sufficient self-belief or confidence, so I'm temporarily empowering him using props and symbols. So the hat empowered him, and the memory stick, which I've managed to convince him holds the secret of all knowledge, is a nice hidden prop for him to put in his pocket. You noticed he did that. And that will temporarily empower him so that he can experience going up to the next level of behaviour. Once he's had that experience, he won't be dependent on that prop. Once you've gone through the Interview Ninja course, and especially the Get the Job You Want course, which is about self-awareness and self-confidence, you won't actually need any props at all. Of course, if you like having a prop like a silver cross around your neck or some other kind of badge or symbol that helps you through a particular situation, that's fine. In fact, that's very, very normal.